Have you ever noticed how One Piece keeps changing the way it looks? From the original episodes to Wano and now Egghead, every few arcs something changes. Sometimes it's subtle, other times it feels like a whole new anime. So what's really going on behind the scenes? Let's break it down. The first real visual transformation happened at episode 207 when the anime entered the Water 7 arc. Behind the scenes, a major leadership change had occurred. Director Konosuke Uda took over, replacing Mahisa Sakai, who had guided the anime from episode 144. Uda brought in a bold, cinematic approach. Suddenly, everything felt different. The character designs became sharper, more expressive, with deeper shadows and highlights. The backgrounds felt alive, detailed, dynamic, almost theatrical. Even the aspect ratio changed, shifting from the classic 4:3 format to the widescreen 16:9, giving the series a more modern, immersive feel. Many fans praised this era as the moment One Piece truly started reflecting the manga's energy and emotion. Episode 517 marked the start of the Fishman Island arc and the beginning of the anime's second half. This was right after the 2-year time skip in the story. A new director, Hiroaki Miyamoto, stepped in, and with him came another style overhaul. The anime upgraded from SD to full HD. Colors got brighter, lines cleaner, and effects more detailed. The Straw Hats looked older, stronger, and more polished. The new designs showed they had evolved, and so had the animation. It was more refined, more digital, and way smoother. But not everyone loved it. Some fans felt the show had lost a bit of its charm. They said it looked too glossy, almost artificial. Like the heart of the original art style had been replaced with something slick but less emotional. Still, One Piece was moving forward, and things were about to change in an even bigger way. When episode 892 dropped, everything changed. The Wano Country arc brought in a new director, Tatsuya Nagamine, and he came in with a bold vision. Inspired by traditional Japanese art and Oda's manga panels, Wano's style was completely different from anything we'd seen before. The colors were more saturated, almost glowing. Character expressions became more exaggerated, the action more explosive. Backgrounds had this painted, textured look that made every frame feel like a piece of art. The anime even started using 3D models, CGI, filters, and other experimental techniques. It was risky, but it paid off. Fans were blown away. For many, Wano wasn't just an arc, it was a cinematic experience. By the end of Wano, One Piece had proven something that a long-running shonen could evolve visually without losing its heart. That even after 25+ years, the anime could still shock fans, not just with story, but with art. But the question now was, where do you go after that? After Wano's visual triumph, fans expected the style to stick around. But with the Egghead arc, One Piece is once again changing gears. But why does the art style keep evolving? Because in One Piece, each arc isn't just a new storyline, it's a completely different world. From the skies of Skypiea, to the shadowy alleys of Enies Lobby, to the chaotic streets of Dressrosa, and the feudal flair of Wano, every saga has its own tone, culture, and atmosphere. And the anime team knows that one-size-fits-all visuals just don't cut it anymore. That's why new directors often step in for each major arc. They don't just animate, they reimagine. Now we're entering Egghead Island, a futuristic zone full of holograms, androids, and Vegapunk's unhinged inventions. It's fast, cold, high-tech, the polar opposite of Wano, so it makes perfect sense that the visual style is changing again. This time, we're diving into a cyberpunk aesthetic, glowing lights, slick tech, and digital chaos. One Piece keeps reinventing itself visually, not just to look cooler, but to make sure each arc feels different. And honestly, that might be why the series still holds our attention after over 1,000 episodes.